Have you ever wanted to talk to people, but somehow found yourself choosing silence instead? Maybe you see a message and think, I'll answer later. Then later becomes tomorrow. Or you arrive somewhere, see everyone talking, and suddenly wonder if staying home would have been easier. If this sounds familiar, you might think the problem is simply being an introvert. But here's the interesting part. Introversion itself isn't a problem. The disadvantages can appear when your preference for solitude starts limiting your life. Introversion generally describes a tendency to prefer lower levels of social stimulation and to enjoy time alone. That can be completely normal. An introverted person can enjoy friends, relationships, parties, and conversations. The difficulty begins when avoiding social situations becomes your automatic response. You might tell yourself you'll respond later, attend next time, or speak up when the moment feels perfect. And sometimes, you rehearse conversations in your head before you even have them. At school or work, this can create another problem, having good ideas but keeping them to yourself. So why can this happen? And why can silence sometimes feel easier than speaking? First, we need to separate introversion from shyness. Introversion is about social preference and stimulation. Shyness is more closely connected to discomfort or fear in social situations. Psychologists study these traits separately because being introverted doesn't automatically mean someone is socially anxious or insecure. In fact, an introverted person may feel perfectly comfortable alone. The problem comes when comfort becomes the only option you choose. For example, an introvert might prefer one deep conversation with a friend over talking to 10 people at once. But large groups can sometimes feel mentally demanding, especially when there's constant conversation and stimulation. Afterward, that person may want quiet time to recharge. There's nothing unhealthy about that. Quiet time can be useful, but imagine constantly waiting for the perfect moment to speak. You may finally decide to contribute, only to discover that the conversation has already moved on. The same thing can happen with messages. You think carefully about what to say, rewrite it, and keep thinking. Eventually, even a simple message can feel like a surprisingly big decision. Now imagine getting invited somewhere. Your first thought might not be, that sounds fun. It might be, do I really have to go? Staying home can feel easier because you already know exactly what to expect. Then you arrive at the event and realize everyone already seems to know each other. But one friendly person starts a conversation, and suddenly the situation feels less uncomfortable. This is an important clue. Sometimes the problem isn't people, it's the amount of stimulation or uncertainty surrounding the interaction. At work or school, another disadvantage can appear when participation matters. You might know the answer, understand the project, or have a great idea, but still hesitate to speak. Social media creates a different version of the same problem. You might want to message someone, but overthink how you'll be perceived. Then when you finally send it and receive a friendly response, you realize the situation wasn't as dangerous as your thoughts made it seem. And now we can connect the pieces. Every social opportunity doesn't need to be accepted, but if you always avoid them, you may accidentally close doors. A conversation can lead to a friendship. Speaking up can make an idea visible. Meeting someone can create an unexpected opportunity. The goal isn't to become the loudest person in the room. It's learning that you can step outside your comfort zone without changing who you are. You can be quiet and still communicate. You can prefer small groups and still build strong relationships. And after socializing, you can still take the quiet time you need. The healthier goal is balance, not forcing yourself to socialize constantly, and not automatically avoiding everything either. One practical approach is to make small social goals instead of trying to transform your personality overnight. Say hello to someone. Ask one question. Send the message you've been delaying. During a group conversation, try contributing just one thought. If speaking feels difficult, practice in low-pressure situations first. And remember, recharging alone isn't something you need to feel guilty about. The key is making sure solitude is something you choose, not something fear or overthinking chooses for you. Being introverted doesn't mean you have to live a smaller life. It simply means you may have different preferences for how you spend your social energy. You can value deep conversations, meaningful friendships, and quiet moments at the same time. The goal isn't to become an extrovert. It's to become comfortable enough to choose when to connect and when to recharge. So, have you ever avoided a social situation and later wondered what might have happened if you'd gone? Which disadvantage of being an introvert do you think affects people the most? Overthinking, avoiding conversations, or missing opportunities? Remember, being quiet isn't the weakness. Letting your comfort zone make every decision for you can be. Which part of this video felt most relatable? Tell me in the comments.